All right, let's start at the beginning, and I just want to remind you who I am. My name is Ron Bannon. My email address is Bannon, that's B as in boy, the at symbol, NNON.US. Provided I'm not overwhelmed with emails, and you email me with the constructive criticism and how to improve the document, I'll get back to you. All right. Now, if I'm overwhelmed, I'm probably not even going to see your email. But anyway, I'm hoping that you have something constructive to say to improve the document. Okay. Let me read the problem now. What do you get over here? There's two numbers. I don't know what the numbers are, but there's two of them. This is number 17. What do they say? They say the arithmetic mean. What's the arithmetic mean between those two numbers? X and Y divided by 2. They say the arithmetic mean of these two numbers exceeds the geometric mean of these two numbers by a half. Let me get my red pen out. I want to point out that was fairly easy to come up with. It's right over here. I mean, that's just staring at me right there. I see that. Don't have an issue with that. So I'm going to erase this. I understood that part. The next thing starts talking about the geometric mean related to harmonic mean between those two numbers. Well, I'm going to write down the harmonic. It's X. There's something in the middle. I don't know what that is yet. And Y. By the way, the thing in the middle is called the harmonic mean. This is harmonic. But I think you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down the arithmetic then. What's it going to be? 1 over X. There'll be something in the middle. We'll get there later. And then there's going to be 1 over Y. How do I get what's in the middle of there? 1/2 times the sum of 1 over X plus 1 over Y. Fairly simple to do. And what's that going to be? Let's see, 2xy on the bottom and x plus y on top. Fairly simple. So this is x plus y, 2xy. So what's a harmonic? It's the reciprocal of that. 2xy over x plus y. All right, let me get my little eraser out. I'm going to start to erase things that I shouldn't have put down there. And let me see if I did everything I need. Yeah, I think I got everything. All right, let's read it again. And the geometric mean, well, again, the geometric means this thing over here exceeds the harmonic mean. Well, the harmonic mean is this thing over here. I'm sorry, that's x plus y. By 6/13. Let's see if that's written down. And I think I see that right over here. That was more involved to get, I'll be honest with you. But I got there. I'm pretty comfortable with that. All right, and hope you are at this time as well. So I'm going to erase all this business over here, indicating I'm kind of walking my way through, and I can understand. Now, I want to point out, this is one of the skills you want to learn, particularly when you get to a level of mathematics where you're reading a book and you're trying to understand the material. And, you know, I always say one thing bad about math books, at least historically, they really didn't give many examples. And when they did give an example, they didn't put much work down. They basically just said, oh, it's obvious, it's obvious, it's obvious. Nowadays, math textbooks, I mean, they're huge. I mean, like a calculus book could be easily, you know, thousands of pages long. It's got every step down, all right, every step down. But not every step is down here, by the way. But there are steps down. But someone says, what are you going to do now? And this is the tough part. I got these two, at least for me it is. You may look at this and say, no, I see something really simple, and I'm going to do what I thought is simple, and I get an answer really simple, 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 simple. I didn't see it being simple. What I did, I started looking at it and said, well, you know what? I got to solve the equation. And there's two equations, two unknowns. So I did something, and again, you may look at me and say, this is crazy. I got a better way of doing it. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just looking at this equation here. And I want to start to get sort of look like something in the other equation. And I'm seeing xy's all over the place, and I do see a 2xy. Before I get there, I want to point out what I did was I took the first equation and I divided it both sides by xy. Let me write that down for you and show you where the next line comes from. xy over 2, and I divide that by xy. I take the root of xy, and I divide it by xy. I'm dividing every term by xy. This is 1 over 2xy. Right, I want to point out, I took that first equation, get my eraser out again, and I want to see if I've got what they say they got, which is this over here. How did I get there? I divided both sides of the equation by xy. So I feel pretty good about that. And by the way, you may think this is a very strange thing I've done. This is what I did to do the problem. All right, the next thing I did, I'm going to erase this over here, and I'll walk you through it, was I took the reciprocal of both sides. Now, someone said, why would you do that? The reason I'm doing that is I see this here, and I see this here, but they're reciprocals. That's the reason I did it. So let me do that for you. I'm going to take the reciprocals of both sides, and I'll write that down for you. So what'd you get? X plus y over 2xy, the reciprocal of that, should equal the reciprocal of the other side. Let's write that down. Root xy over xy plus 1 over 2xy. And I'm taking the reciprocal of both sides. Well, the left side couldn't be easier. What is it? It's 2xy over x plus y. I'll be honest with you, the right side, it does take more effort. So I'm kind of looking at it, and let me just write this down for you. Again, I have to do some side work because I can't do that in my head. It's 2xy on the bottom, and you're going to get what? 2 root xy plus 1. What's its reciprocal? Well, I've got to be careful there, don't I? It's going to be 2xy over 2 root xy plus 1. All right? So I'm kind of marching forward, and you might say, I don't know where this is going, but I just got this. I got it. I got what they said I should get. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing everything they got there. All right, let me erase. And again, we're just trying to figure out what they're doing. Now what do they say? Well, they say, now use this in the second equation. What does that mean? It means this is going to go in this guy's place. That's what it means. So I'm going to write that down now. So I'm going to write down in the second equation, this would be the root xy equals, well, what goes there? 2xy over 2, right? I'm writing this down, 2 root xy plus 1 plus 6/13. Let's take a look at that. You know what? They didn't do that. Oh, I'm sorry, they did do that. I'm sorry, they did do that. I want to make sure. I was looking, I said, they didn't do that. They did it. It's right over here. Sorry about that. I was looking and saying, where is that? I didn't see it. It's there. We used it. We plugged it in. Now what? Well, I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, if I got the variables on the one side, constant on the other, maybe I could do something about that. Now, I'm not saying it's the only thing you could have done, but I'm going to start to, erase my backtracks. I don't need them anymore. Again, I want to point out where I am. I'm here. I need to move forward. So I'm going to look at it. I'm going to rearrange it a little tiny bit, and I want to see if I get to the next step. So what are you going to see? You're going to see root xy minus 2xy over 2 root xy plus 1 equals 6/13. Well, I guess what I need is a common denominator, right? And that would be 2 root xy plus 1. And this is going to be 6/13. And this could be a lot of work, right? So what are you going to get? 2xy. That's not bad, right? 2xy. I can do that. Plus root xy minus 2xy. Well, lo and behold, this disappears. And what are we left off with? Root xy over 2 root xy plus 1 equals 6/13. At least it's getting smaller, all right? I'm going to just get rid of the fraction now. So it's going to be 13 root xy equals 12 root xy plus 6. Then I'm going to subtract 12 root xy from both sides, and what do you get? Root xy is equal to 6. What does that mean? Xy is equal to 36. All right? Let me point out where this is in the key. I got this here, which is a miracle, and I got this here, which is another miracle. I'm going to start to erase my backtracks. I'm kind of done with all that business over there, but it's written down for me to look back at it if I need to. I understand every single step I'm going through at this point. Now, you might say you're understanding your own steps. You're right about that. And somebody else's steps might be better than my steps. I'm not saying they're not. This is the steps that I took to get there. All right? So the question is, what would you do now? I guess I got to do like more trickery. And, looking at it, what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at the first equation. And I think I can pop something in there. And, what do I know? I'll write this down for you. Whoops, I'd go too far there. The root of xy is 6 plus a half. I got a 2 here. And then I get x plus y, right? Well, that's trouble. But I know something about that. And I know that, the xy, I could solve for x or y. I'm going to solve for x, by the way. So what do you get? X plus, well, that would be 36 over x, and that's a 2. And this is 6 plus a half. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, and I get x plus 36 over x equals 12 plus 1, which is 13. Well, things are getting better. There's no doubt about it. I don't know if I can do it, but they're getting better. This is x squared plus 36 equals 13x. All right? Wow. Let's see if we can do that. X squared minus 13x plus 36 is equal to 0. I'm going to go to factor it. X and x. I know this is tough, by the way. I say 9 and 4 minus minus. X is 4. X is 9. Okay, here's the deal. I think I know what y is. How do I know that? Right from here. That would give me what? 9. What's y over here? 4. So what's the question? What are the two numbers? I found them. Right, what are the two numbers? 9 and 4. All right? So I'm going to say the two numbers are 9 and 4, or 4 and 9. Let's go to the next page. Oh boy, they did a lot of work there, didn't they? So the numbers are 4 and 9, as we know. All right? Okay, I do find that to be a difficult problem. Part of the reason it's a difficult problem, when I came across this system of equations, which I'll be honest with you, it took me a little time to get there, but to get these equations over here, then the problem for me was solving those equations. All right, solving those equations. But if we want to check them, you can. And what I mean by that, taking the numbers 4 and 9, or 9 and 4, and check them in these equations over here to make sure it makes sense. All right, you can do that. All right, thank you.